Hey there, welcome to NZ Money Karma, where you can find freedom from the daily grind through budgeting, simple living and adventure. It's a very early morning trip to pack and save for me. Probably can't even see it actually until I get out of the car, but not as early as I wanted. Best laid plans and all that. It's already 17 minutes past 7. I was trying to be here for 7 o'clock, but I went to go and get in the car, and one of my kids had taken the car keys with them to their part-time job. So I had to bike and find them and get the keys and then get in the car and get down here. In the meantime, someone called from work asking if I could start early, which I said no to, but it's just put my whole morning into a bit of a blur. Anyway, I'm here now. I'm going to go and nab some bargains. The thing I forgot to say was it's apparently Pack and Save's birthday, so there might be some birthday bargains. Who knows? Fingers crossed. Let's go. So that's my trolley, and yeah, it's an average shop. Okay, I'm not going to be able to get a chance to unpack this stuff. I'm running really late now, and I forgot eggs, and I still had to go to Hellas and get some meat. It's all just turned to pot this morning, so hopefully my husband will pop it in, just pop it away somewhere easy, and if I can I will get back and show you guys what I got. But I just feel like I am done. Like, I am so done with trying to make these groceries work. Like, it's exhausting. That's all I can say, is it's absolutely blimmin' exhausting trying to make things work on, a tiny budget that just doesn't work, right? Like, it's just getting too hard. Well, it's been a long time between arriving home with the groceries and now unpacking it. And I'm just going to finish off with the groceries. It's crikey. I didn't really get that much, and there were things that I forgot because I was in a bit of a, like a bit of a flat. But never mind. This is my change. And with this change, I have to get a bag of potatoes, which will be $8. I need to get some eggs, which could be anywhere from $16 to $20. And I was actually planning on going to Hellas Sausage Factory and using all my change, which I thought I was going to have, to do a decent meat shop. Again, I'm in that position where I'm going to have to rob Peter to pay Paul, so I'm kind of like this close to just calling it all quits and just going, do you know what, it's actually too hard. I can't do it. I'm having to spend, way more time than I think is healthy trying to make this work. And, I guess I'm in a position where I don't have to do this. Like, I'm doing it because I want to. I'm doing it as a challenge. But, yeah, sometimes it just doesn't work. I think, we're quite possibly living on less than like the unemployment benefit at the moment, and it's not seeming very much fun, let's put it that way, at the moment. So I could just be having one of those days. I don't know. I'll have to see how I feel, later in the week. But watch this space. It just seems like every single week it gets harder and harder and harder. And last week, I'm mixing oil with our butter. Like, I don't want to do that. I just want my family to be able to eat butter. Do you know what I mean? Without it being some kind of special privilege. Like, I don't want that. And yeah, I guess I have two choices. If we really didn't have the money, then it would be a matter of working more. I only work 3 days a week at the moment. I could, potentially work another 2 days. That would free up heaps of grocery money. Or it's just a matter of saving less, which is, quite possibly the route I'm going to take. But anyway, watch this space. All will be revealed, I guess, in the next couple of weeks. So let's see what I got today. I'll put that away. Sorry for all the shadows, but it is what it is. So just to remind you, I spent $199.20. And first off the bat, I've got our toilet paper. So I've got 2 of these, and they were $6.65. Now last time I bought them, they were a lot cheaper. And this is kind of what gets my goat a wee bit, is, toilet paper either costs $6.65 or it costs $5. Don't just keep changing it like every single week. every single week the supermarkets just change it just to try and manipulate the consumer. I just want to buy this brand of toilet paper, tell me what it is, and then I can budget for it. Not 1 week I can get it for this price, and then 2 weeks later, you know, it's 30% more expensive. I feel like it's just really unfair constantly for the people who have to do the shopping. Okie doke. Enough moaning, that doesn't get you anywhere, does it? So I'm up and about now. Let's go through my... So I've got soft brown sugar. Let's see if I can find these things easily without having to, you know, spend 10 hours searching. So I've got a lot of Pam's things today, and that is going to make it hard to find. I did see this sugar though, so I also got some raw sugar, and that was $2.39. I got quite a few tins of things, so I'm going to just pop them all out. So I didn't buy any organic tomatoes. Oops, I knew, oh, that's got a big dent in it, that's somewhere. I knew it was going to be tight, and these are 89 cents. See, so this is the other thing. So I start to make budgeting decisions, or I start to make food decisions, which are basically health decisions, just based solely on price. And I also don't want to keep doing that. You know, I'm buying a lot of things in a lot of plastic, which I don't like doing. I'm buying way more tinned things than I ideally like. Yeah, but that's what I've got to do to stick to this budget, but it's just whether or not I can keep doing that or want to keep doing that. So $5.34, I got 6 tins of tomatoes. And that was $5.34. Oops. Then I got creamed corn, and I got 4 of those, and we have 2 already, but these were also on sale, and I thought that was quite a good price. So they were 89 cents. They're not normally 89 cents, they're normally $1.09 or something like that. And I quite like a corn fritter. That to me reminds me of being a kid, like a Sunday night dinner, we would often have something like corn fritters. I got just 2 value spaghettis. So the spaghetti, no, it's a baked bean. So I've got 2 spaghettis and 2 baked beans, and they were also 89 cents. So you can see I've gone quite mad for the tin stuff this week. Tomato sauce was on sale, so I got 3. Oh no, it wasn't actually. It says $1.69. I thought it was $1.89 normally. That's why I bought 3. Oh well. So 3 for $1.69. So that's $5.07. I think that happens when you get into a bit of a rush. Looks a bit like a supermarket, like a trolley grab or something, doesn't it? Gosh. I got pineapple chunks. These were only $1.25 each, and I got 4 of them. Do you know what? I also thought these were on sale because I'm sure I normally pay $1.60 for those. And I will find the other one somewhere along the way, I'm sure. And I got 3 little tunas for $1.15 each. 3 of these little ones, $1.15. That's alright, isn't it? But again, do I really want to be buying tuna? Not really. You know, like, again, I'm making a decision to get some protein in a kind of cheap way. So I did get 3 of those, but I don't see them, so I'm just going to wait until they come up naturally as I'm ferreting around. And I got 2 of these chili beans. Now I did look for baked beans, and then I thought I'll do the whole baked beans with a sachet of, spicy mix. But the sachet and spicy mix plus baked beans was coming to $2.05. So I was like, okay, save the plastic of the sachet and just get the tin of hot chili beans that I know everyone likes. So I did that. $2.09 for each of those, and that's $4.80. And there I've got my baked beans. Okay, milk, well, wait there 2 ticks. 3 of these. So 3 milks, they're $4.49 each, so $13.47. And then 2 butters, and that was for the bargain price of $8.79, so $17.58. And that's got a little star by it telling me that that was on sale. Yay. I got 2 cheeses, and these were on sale. So if you'd asked me 6 months ago if this was a good price, I wouldn't have said yes. But today I think it's a good price, $11.99 for each. I got 2 of those. And I am going to grate these because that actually worked, a real treat. Like it really, really made that cheese just go further because people aren't using more than they need. So I'm definitely going to grate that up. That worked great. Oh no. Now this wasn't away in the fridge today, and that is fresh. My mistake, and thank goodness for that. I would have hated to waste this. I didn't see it. I tucked it. I must have tucked it behind something as I was getting that milk out. So a little thing of fresh cream, $2.89. That feels like a little treat, but it's so nice to have fresh cream on porridge or fresh cream on just a tin of fruit or something for pudding. So I just decided I'm going to start getting this because everyone loves it. And obviously if I up the grocery budget a bit more, we'll have less tins and more yummy cream. I didn't get as much meat as I thought I would or what I wanted to get, but what I did get was a decent price. I got these minute steaks again because they were also on sale, and everyone's really liked them, and I haven't really been minding cooking that for everybody. Get out the rest, because it's just really easy. It takes 1 minute. I can manage that. So on a busy night, doing a minute steak, so there's 4 little ones in there, 3 bigger ones there. It's not tons of meat, but it's probably enough meat. And then I got these 2 chickens. They're $20.99 a kg, so $9.45 for that, and then $9.70 for that. You see? So 4 meats. Not ideal for a family of 4 really, for a fortnight, but it is what it is at the moment. The buns, as you would know when you watched the beginning of it, I was running late and it was just a bit of a kind of day. So I missed out on the really good buns. I ended up buying these cheese buns, which I guess are technically hamburger buns. There's less of them, but they're bigger. So I thought, this will still do 2 lunches, I think, for both kids, because they're so much bigger. They will need less buns. So that'll be 1 and 2. I've got enough of these, I think, to top us up. So I got another one. So another hamburger buns, but cheesy hamburgers. 3. And then these were 6. I'll show you here. I grabbed one of these and took it for my lunch today as I ran out the door. So we're missing one. Those are just brown bread rolls. And I did get one other thing. It was like a, what would you call it? a sweet bread kind of thing, you know, like a Sally Lunn, but only it wasn't a Sally Lunn, but that kind of thing. And yeah, that was also $2, but that will give us something yummy. I had a piece today in my lunch as well, and it was really nice. I enjoyed having that. It gave me something to look forward to. Next I've got carrots and some fresh fruit and veg. I've got plenty of carrots, 1.79 kgs. They were $1 a kg. No, that's not true, $1.99 a kg. So that was $3.57 for the carrots. And there's heaps there. Everyone likes carrots. We would have carrots each night in our meal, you know, whether it's grated or diced. We do carrot sticks with some dip, that kind of thing. So carrots are good in our family. I also got lemons, a kg of lemons. And that's because people have had colds, so we can cut these up and make lemon honey drinks. I like lemon honey ginger. That's my favourite kind of hot drink, so we'll definitely use those all up. And for those, they were $3.49. I got a bag of apples, and they were $5 or $4.99, and that's for a kg of apples. And I got some green kiwi fruit. Everyone prefers the golden kiwi fruit, but golden kiwi fruit is about $9 a kg. This is about $3.79 a kg. Not about, it is exactly $3.79 a kg. So these kiwi fruits came to $3.47. I have just maybe one kiwi fruit shy of a kg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 9 kiwi fruits there. And then I got one cauliflower because that was also on sale, and I've got plenty of greens, but I've grown no cauliflower. And that was $3.49 for one of those. Not the biggest cauliflower you've ever seen, but it is a cauliflower nonetheless. Getting near the bottom of my pile, I got just a little bunch of bananas because my husband likes them. They were a kg. So they were $4.01. Oh, and mushrooms were on sale. Hang on a sec, they're in the fridge too. So here are the mushrooms. I got really quite a decent sized bag. There must be 10 or 11 mushrooms about this size in there. But they were on sale for $4.95 a kg. So all those mushrooms only actually cost $1.75. So had I really been thinking, I should have bought more, and then I could have, I don't know, made mushroom something and just frozen it. Anyway, I will be grateful for the mushrooms that I do have. They will be yum. We got some fake wheat bix called Pam's Wheat Biscuits, and they're $5.49. I have one already in the pantry, but I like to be able to put these away so that we don't run out. Oh, here's my other $1.15 tuna and my extra chili beans for $2.09. I mean, it does look like a decent amount of food. I shouldn't be too, you know, I guess I shouldn't complain too much, should I? Sometimes you just have one of those days, don't you, like where your resilience can be lower than other days. And I guess that's just what my day, like some days I might take this all as a fun challenge and just go, yeah, gosh, that was tricky, but you know, I can do it, da da da. But for whatever reason, today just is one of those days where you're like, actually that was just really hard and it wasn't very fun at all. You know, like it's just not that fun always having to count every cent. So pear quarters were $1.75. So those pear quarters in juice would cost less than pear quarters in syrup. I prefer juice anyway, but it was interesting just to note that it was a couple of, maybe 5 cents less. And these peach slices, oak, made in New Zealand, peach slices and syrup. I love them for pudding. Like that with cream, I'd be like, yum. Very happy. Gosh, we're right down to the bottom now. So there's my last pineapple. So there's my 4 pineapples. I mean, I did do a lot of stocking up, so, you know, I could have bought less, couldn't I? I certainly bought more than what was required just for this week's shop. So sesame crackers there, they're $2.79. It's a request from my daughter. I don't know if I got exactly the right ones, but bought crackers will go down a treat. And I wasn't sure, these weren't on sale, this toothpaste, but I just wasn't sure how many I have left, because I do tend to buy a few of them when there's a sale. But I just had that feeling of like, oh, actually, how many do I have? Are we going to run out? So I bought it anyway. And then, oh, here's my brown sugar, very last thing. So my brown sugar costs $2. Excuse me, I have to reach over. $2.39. Again, I was buying other sugar, so did I really need to buy brown sugar? Well, for me, I hate to have normal sugar on my porridge. I really like having soft brown sugar on my porridge. So I just thought, hey, push the boat out and get brown sugar. Will I live to regret spending the extra $2.39? Quite possibly. These chippies, which in our family we quite like, I think the packs have got smaller, but they are just New Zealand made potato chips, cooked in sunflower oil, no palm oil, and they had these for $1. So I bought 5 of those, and that's definitely for the store cupboard, because we like to have a pack of chips every single time that we watch a family movie. We always, we always have had, traditionally, because the kids didn't eat much junk food, that was kind of our junk night. I would sit down, we'd watch a movie and eat some chippies or have some chocolate, or when they were very little, I'd take them to the bin and they'd have like just their little jar, like a little tiny jar, and they could fit like, maybe 5 or 6 lollies or whatever of their choice in there, and they would have that. Now they're older and they have their own money, they certainly have what I would consider plenty of junk food, so I feel less obliged to buy it for a family movie. But my husband and I don't have much junk food, so for me this would probably be the only junky thing. I mean, if you considered sugar junky, well, I do have sugar on things, but as far as like processed junk food, this will be the only junk food I would have during the week, would be a shared pack of chippies on a Saturday night. Yeah. Make myself sound a little bit sad, don't I? But that is what we just eat pretty healthy for the most part. That's pretty important to us. And I don't want to eat heaps of junk food. I certainly wouldn't want to eat a pack of chips every night. That would make me feel really gross, and I would put on heaps of weight. But once a week, I think it's fine. Not perfect, but absolutely fine. So that's it for me. I will get this camera down and take a bit of a full shot of this so you can see everything that I managed to get. It looks better to me now that it's out on the table. I'm feeling better about it, and maybe like I can make it work. I don't know. Am I just having a bad day, do you reckon? Or is it just getting so incredibly hard that I'm kind of butting my head up against a wall, trying to stick to this little budget, while still trying to give the kids, all the best opportunities that I'm able. Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. One of the things I like about all you guys that write in the comments is, even if you've got something different to say, it's always, said in a nice way. And I appreciate that, because sometimes, especially when you feel a bit vulnerable, or, kind of thinking, oh, am I doing the right thing? It's just really nice to have people, even if they disagree with you, just tell you it in a nice way. So please be kind. I look forward to seeing what you guys have to say, what you think, and we'll catch up next time. I had to head back and pop into Pack and Save to pick up some of the things that I forgot. So I needed eggs, then I remembered I also needed to buy something for a raffle at my daughter's school, something to contribute, so I got the chocolate. And I saw this sign, Weet-Bix, for this bargain price. So I picked up 4 and popped them in my trolley. All up, it came to about $30. I've got $10 and some cents left to buy some sausages or something like that, or maybe an extra, maybe sausages and milk, that kind of thing, over the next couple of weeks. But yeah, I was super happy with that bargain.